All good things must come to an end. And I feel that my time with Little Abnormalities will be coming to an end on May 7th. According to Hatanaka Manami. And she's right. This series needs to come to an end. Her career needs to come to an end. She's been annoying me more than enough with her aversion to political songs. So I'm gonna prefer if you stayed with the group a little bit longer. Yes. So, will the series continue on as well? Yes, she will. At least a little bit. Give me a sec. I just started recording and already I'm getting a fucking message. I wonder what can't wait for like 20 minutes. Give me a quick second. Alright. Is that it? Yeah, that's the quality you expect out of my videos, right? Isn't even sent. Here we go. Where was I? Oh yeah, everything needs to end, but we're gonna continue nonetheless. She's gonna stay with us until May 2029. We have just reached, and I'm gonna pause, friendship level 5 with Kondo Hinano. She also has Dance 100, you know what this means. We did it before reaching the 1 million fan mark, so we are able to continue with Angela. I did it. Oh my god, it took like 5 episodes or something. A message comes in from Angela. Do you remember the last time we met? I made a proposal. I think now would be a good time for us to discuss it again. Meet me at the ramen bar. You know the place, 7:30. See you there. Why does it feel like she's like wearing the pants in our relationship? Ah, Lambda. Dinner is always more pleasant when enjoyed with friends, so thank you for joining me. We are not friends. Are we friends? I'm glad we're friends. Are we friends? I've told you that I consider you one. If the feeling is mutual, then yes, we are friends. So if you need to ask the question, ask yourself. Shouldn't she be incredibly hurt by me asking whether we are friends? I've come to enjoy talking with you. Wow, that's the first time anyone ever says this to me. Mostly, I appreciate the way you allow me to blather on without so much as threatening to walk out. Typical woman moment, but occasionally you'll say something that delights me. To that end, who are your idols? Perhaps I should word my question better. Given our choice of profession. I'm not asking about the idols in your group, I'm asking about the people that you look up to. What attributes do they possess? What kind of person do you consider to be a role model? I don't actually think I have a role model, to be honest. There's no person that I would say, alright, this person, yes, I want to be like that. I want to be myself. And I want to be myself with all of the mistakes and flaws I have and do. A smart person, a rich person, a hardworking person, a determined person. All of these other attributes mean nothing if you can't see it through. It does seem like tenacity is required for most of life's hardest tasks. I've always been hesitant to engage in idolatry. After all, those who peddle addictive products are often the ones most aware of the dangers of getting hooked. But I often find myself admiring Bobby Fischer. Do you know of him? No, actually I don't. Who is he? I take it you care little about the world of chess. Oh wait, is he the dude? Is he the smartest person in the world? I've actually heard of him. He has some very interesting views on political... let's drop this right now. Bobby Fischer is regarded by many as the greatest chess player who ever lived. A prodigy from a young age, he was a teenager when he became a champion in America, the world's youngest grandmaster. The country placed all of their hopes and dreams upon his shoulders, and he vindicated his country's faith by beating a USSR grandmaster to claim the title of world champion. The Americans love a winner, and Bobby Fischer became a celebrity, a rarity among chess players. But upon achieving success, he vanished from the public eye. Disappeared. Not only from the world of chess, but from anyone in the media who might try to find him. To achieve that kind of success and then vanish into the ether is the ultimate statement about one's intent. It communicates that you care not about celebrity and adoration, or the money that can come from having that kind of fame and recognition. Bobby Fischer cared only about chess. His pursuit of greatness seemed somehow more pure than any I've ever seen. Yeah, also, I guess he won without having a butt plug up his ass. It seems like a model worth emulating, if one is truly dedicated to achieving greatness. So you're going to vanish from the public eye? Didn't you already notice that she made her idols vanish? Does this have something to do with your ultimate idol project? Bobby Fischer was devoted to chess for its own sake, and I've decided to devote myself to idols in the purest form I can think of. Think about what the word idol means, Lambda. Is this gonna turn into a quiz? It comes from the Greek word eidos. Literally, it means form or essence. Idols are, in the purest sense, more ideas than objects. Think about all of the people who have been described as icons. Pop icons, music icons, business icons, icons of any sort. An icon is literally a symbol. In user interfaces, they are literally pictures that represent an idea. In short, the ideal idol is something that cannot exist in physical form because it is an idea or a symbol, not an object or a person. It's intangible. Yes. Hence also why... Let's go back to idolatry. She mentioned that earlier. And this actually fits another talk about parasocial relationships very well. People don't like the person on the other side of the screen. People like the idea of who they portray themselves as, of who they act to be. People like, sometimes people even make up their own idea of what this person is on the other screen. Whether it's like a celebrity, an actual one, not an e-celeb, or someone they just know in passing. People are not perceived as they are. People are perceived the way we want them to be perceived. We can't ever be truly objective. That's the thing. We're always tainted by our own opinions of someone. Let it be little things. You know, there's always... People always say, oh, you have to separate the art from the artist. But do you know someone that can truly do that? If you know about someone's opinions on controversial things, can you really truly still enjoy their works? That's how it should be. Creating art for the sake of creating art and creating something beautiful, something good, something nice, something that you look at and you think, wow, this is really good. It's different when people know who you are. When people know, oh my god, this dude, he said X about Y group of people. Now I can't look at his work in the same way anymore. So what should actually be happening is you should just appreciate the work of art rather than the person behind it. But we can't really separate it anymore, I think, in our, well, interwoven internet culture today where everything is always put on a pedestal, every single little thing you say. Hence why I sprinkle my videos with so many offensive things that if people actually put whatever I say on a pedestal, they're gonna need a very big one. If you want to scale up the good things I say against the bad things I say, it will break your scale. Also, it's all me, yet at the same time, who the fuck am I really? You don't know me. How do you judge what I say? Why would you even be interested in what I say to begin with? Why are you watching this video right now? What's wrong with you? Are you watching it for the game or are you watching it because of me? Are you watching it for my oh so insightful commentary on what I'm currently talking about? I sure hope not. I have nothing to deliver, nothing better to say than what you could say about this. Your own opinion should be way more worthwhile, and just in general, you should judge your own opinion more harshly than mine, yet at the same time appreciate it way more, because you made it. Yet, can you expect others to just take it at face value? Or do you think others are, again, influenced by what they know and think of you? Do you like me for what I say? Because it's the only thing you know about me. You don't know anything else about me. I don't sucker in people with my good looks, because obviously I'm an 11 out of 10, right? So where am I going with this? I actually don't know. It's just that these days, it seems crazy. People are going crazy about the littlest of things, be it like a positive or a negative thing. People seem to invest themselves very heavily in other people that couldn't care less about them or their lives. Gotta be blunt with you here. In 99.99999 and add a few more 999s % of cases, the other person on the screen, again, be it anyone from any field of entertainment or something, they couldn't give less of a shit about you. You're only a number and you're money to them. And you need to realize that. But as soon as you do, and you can still appreciate what they do, giving you entertainment in the form of like videos or something, or music, or any other art, which is gonna be replaced by AI soon anyway, then you've won. If you don't care what the other person thinks of you, if you don't buy into their scheme of trying to be a friend or whatever, or trying to be so special for you in your life, them saying that they can relate to you so well, oh, I'm from the Bronx, I had such a hard life, but now I'm rich and I know all of the hardships, or oh, yes, me too, I'm such a fucking incel, I can actually relate. If you distance yourself from all of that and you just take at face value what little entertainment you can get out of this, what little entertainment you can get out of my rant just now, you've won. You've won. Just separate art from the artist. And that is pure anti-idolatry, I guess, then? It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Anyway. Something intangible. That is what we should aim for. You can't create the ultimate idol. Your ultimate idol isn't going to be a person. It could be any person. That's the thing. The ultimate idol could be any person. You could replace it at a given moment's notice, and as long as people don't realize, it would still be the ultimate idol. Exactly. That's it. What if, and you didn't even notice, what if I'm not the same Lambda I was like 2 years ago? Have you not noticed that I changed? Weird. For a long time I thought that the ultimate idol would be a group or a brand. But you learned better. Yes, I did discover a better alternative. Not because I was wrong, mind you. In fact, I'm convinced I had the right idea. I just managed to find an idea that is even better. When you first started Little Abnormalities, you started with a small handful of idols. Over time, if all of those idols graduate and are replaced with other idols, Little Abnormalities is still Little Abnormalities. Likewise, if you changed buildings and replaced all of your old staff and resigned and hired someone to replace you, that group would still continue to operate with the name Little Abnormalities. Little Abnormalities is not really a group of people or a building, it is an idea. Technically, Little Abnormalities is a company, not a pure idea. It was my idea. I recall a similar discussion about around a Greek ship. Yes, the ship of Theseus, or Lincoln's Axe, depending on which philosophical or thought experiment thing you like more. The ship of Theseus, yes, the idea is analogous. She said, hey, no way. If you replace every part of a ship over time as it rots at the end of the process, do you have the same ship? The question of the ship of Theseus is debatable because it is asking about the definition of an object, but this goes beyond that. Well, we replace every single cell in our body except for our brain, I believe, every 7 years. Even the cells of our heart. Which is interesting because by that logic, the only thing that really makes us and defines us, the only thing that doesn't change our whole life, is our brain. So does this mean that this is where we are? This is what we are? Little Abnormalities was never an object. Before it existed in a building, before it was a name attached to any performance, before the trademark or business registration had been filed, Little Abnormalities began with an idea in your head. Little Abnormalities exists because everyone collectively has decided that it exists. Before you started Little Abnormalities, that name didn't mean anything. Now, you've imbued it with meaning. I didn't really think the game would be that deep. This is a very interesting, avenue to go down. You have, through your actions, spawned a new thing into the world. Actually, not a new thing, but a new idea. That was my mission with Father Issues. It was my way of introducing a new idea to the world. That is the reasoning behind any creative endeavor. It is not enough for us to simply think correct thoughts. Every bit of expression is an attempt to make other people understand what we think. That's what I'm trying to do. I keep saying that the one thing I want out of these videos is to maybe brighten up someone's day just even a little bit, maybe make someone smile. At the same time, I also think that if I can provoke a thought with what I say, be it negative or positive, okay? Both are good. As long as you're still thinking, you're living. That's what I always assume and think. I famously don't think that much at all, but well, at least that's what I say. But I do think a lot, and I think thinking is good. Thinking is the most important part of living, because if you stop thinking, then why are you even going on? So by trying to make other people understand what I'm thinking, by trying to understand what they are thinking, that is communication, and I love that. Communication is not necessarily just like a back and forth of words, because that could be meaningless. Actual communication is trying to convey our own little world to someone else. It is not enough to have an idea, you must also put that idea out into the world. But now I've realized that my thinking was wrong-headed. It's not just enough for me to understand this, I need the world to understand it. You yourself probably didn't understand it until I explained it to you. I understood it right away. Most people can reason for it easily. You need to explain it better. I somewhat understood it right away, what she meant by that. Why is there not an option of, it is very hard to understand? Whether you understood it right away or you didn't, you're not the audience I'm trying to communicate with. I think you understand me on a level that most don't. I think we're gonna get some later, boys. We're gonna get some. Women don't just say this. Oh wait, shit, what if she continues with, you're such a good listener. Oh, I love you so much as a friend. Father issues is a concept. It is a symbol. It is in many cases close to the idea of the ultimate idol. I am sure many of the ultimate idols have a lot of them, yes. But everything physical about father issues distracts from that. In other words, I need to find a way to create a version of father issues that doesn't exist. Of course, that's a contradiction. In trying to create something that doesn't exist, you spring it into existence. How can I cause something to spring into existence while also having it continue to not exist? I need to create an idol group that exists only in people's minds. That would be the ultimate idol. In order to occupy space in people's minds, the idol group must briefly and temporarily assume physical form. It must be a real group in many senses of the world, so that people can know of it and care about it. And it must be the best at what it does, or at least be regarded as such. Much in the same way that Bobby Fischer was a genuine chess prodigy, it must truly assemble the best idol talent. And then after I've assembled it and achieved the apex of fame, I must allow it to vanish into the ether. To be no more. To only exist in the minds of people, leaving not even the slightest trace of its existence. You realize what this means, yes? The Ultimate Idol group, after disbanding, cannot have any alumni that the media would try to interview. It cannot have any graduates who go on to achieve things after their time in the Ultimate Idol group. No, they must exist only for the brief moment of their participation in the group. Or they must be the next best thing, completely anonymous and impossible to follow after they are done participating in the Ultimate Idol group. I agree. You're never gonna get anything more raw and powerful out of someone than them being anonymous and stating what they actually think. Because with them being anonymous, you truly separate art, as in the opinion, from the artist, as in them, right? They can be completely lying their pants off, or they can be completely honest about the topic. But both have infinitely more value than someone just trying to convey their idea, with you being influenced by what you know or think about them. If you don't know them, that's when you get an actual message, I think. That's why I love being somewhat anonymous. You have a name attached to me, but not much more else, I think. You've already done this. She's already done this. Yes, you've realized that what that group of masked idols is. I hope you'll have the decency to keep quiet about it. You'll forgive me if the name Phantasm Facade is a bit on the nose. What I've already put into action is an excellent little pilot for what I want Phantasm Facade to be. But there are opportunities I can only pursue if I'm able to expand its ranks. That means taking in members who have already had their training and who I can trust to keep quiet. In this case, trust is transitive. I trust you, that means I trust any idol who is loyal to you. If you've achieved the highest possible level of friendship with an idol, such a meta thing to mention, but okay. I think that would be someone I could expect to keep the secret. If you earned a loyalty through romance or mere presence of influence, that would also suffice. Whoa. Influence 5 would have been enough as well? Well, it's a very vague stat to get, actually. The question is, if you had such a girl, would you lend her talents, I guess, to me? That's the question that I leave you with. You will earn no accolades for this, but I think the absence of fame and money makes it more pure, don't you think? Fully agree. It will be your chance to be part of something great, and only that. Consider if that is something that you value. Yeah, but no one will ever thank him for that. No one will ever thank me for that. No one will ever thank her for that. They are truly creating something just for the sake of creating it. It is decadence, yet at the same time, it is innocence and purity in a way that's just not existing in this world anymore. There's this one thing, I don't know if it's in like Buddhist temples and Buddhist religion or something else. I think a very, let's call it a spiritual religion, and I think it's Buddhism, where they draw these amazing pictures. It might actually be a thing in several cultures or religions, because I think I've seen different looking people, let's call it that, do it. But I think it's mostly a Buddhist thing. They draw these amazing pictures with sand or whatever. And the lesson they learn with that is that it has no inherent value, no matter how good it looks, because it can be over at any given moment or something. Because at the end of making all of this beautiful mural with sand or whatever else, they destroyed. That's the lesson they need to learn. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned about that. Imagine, and I did this, imagine if I recorded a whole series, and again I did this, and I don't know if I regret it or not. Imagine recording a whole series, in my case, of a game, going through all of that, 10 plus hours of me recording myself talking to an inexistent audience, only for me to delete it again. Because, well, in my case it was because I wasn't happy with the finished product. It wasn't a masterpiece or anything, but it still takes some balls to just say, no, I'm gonna scrap it. And it's not even about the scrapping part with like the spiritual connection thingy that I mentioned earlier. It's more about learning this life lesson of fleeting beauty and the fact that everything has no worth, yet at the same time is infinitely worthy or something. Everything has the same worth. Something good looking, something bad looking, something like all of this. Also, our time on Earth is merely a stepping stone for what comes afterwards, I think. That's what they try to teach. I don't know. If you know this concept, if you know what it's called or something, it's very interesting. It's not that I'm fully behind it. I just think it's incredibly interesting. And if you see the videos of them creating like these amazing pictures of art just to break it down and destroy it again, tell me what it's called. I could just simply Google it, but I'm too lazy and I'll most likely forget about it in about 5 minutes time anyway. But yeah. Let's get to the 8th of February 2028, and we're going to continue with another story segment today. We're really making some headway here. It was good. I enjoyed that, Angela. Thank you very much. I'll still get 1 million fans, by the way, if I can. Send Kondo Hinano to join Father Issues. Oh my god, this is going to be controversial. Completing this task will lock you into Angela's route. Do you want to continue? Yes. Ah, you've decided to lend me your talent. Or I suppose the idol's talent by proxy.
Yes.
That is good. This is about to be part of something big. Ooh. Wow. Okay, all of the other jobs have disappeared. Now I only have her available, I guess. And it's gonna take a while. The 8th of May for this to continue. So I might as well... Okay, I've talked a lot in this episode. Not a lot has happened. Well, some stuff has happened. Okay. We did, after all, complete the mission. But other than that, is there anything that I can... Can I do anything? No. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna cut this here, basically. This is gonna be an episode. This is the first episode. Oh, it's the first episode after Limb is released. So it's the first episode that's not gonna be uploaded on a Friday. I think it's gonna be a Monday or something. And it feels weird, but with this, even with a shorter episode, we will be able to get through the game quicker. I don't know how many chapters there are left in this. I'm very interested in the whole premise of Angela's route now, to be honest. The game was going nowhere for the longest time, but if there's an actual narrative that we're following here, an actual story with some, maybe even some lessons to be learned, then I am very, very interested. And I hope you are too. So, bye.